Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, then just welcome. I hope you're all keeping it really well and I hope you're having a good day. So as you can see by the title, today I'm going to be jumping in with a full face Charlotte Tilbury. There's been a couple of new launches, so I just wanted to take you guys through it. But before I do, I just want to ask if you wouldn't mind going ahead and giving this video a thumbs up if you like it, and then if you could subscribe to my channel as well, it would help me out so much. So as always, I will leave everything that I use in the description bar down below just in case I forget to mention what I'm using, and I do have to apologise just in advance for my tan. It is horrific. Okay, so Charlotte's new launch then is an extension of the Hollywood Flawless Filter range. So she has extended her range of colours in the Flawless Filter, which is so good to see. I love to see brands extending their shade ranges. So there were originally 7 shades of this and there are now 4 new shades, and I will go through the shades in a wee minute. And then there are 3 new eyeshadows. Now I have one of them, so this is what I will be using to do my look today. So with the Flawless Filter then, there were originally 7 shades. There's now a couple of new shades added in as well, as I've already said. So there's now a 2.5, a 4.5, a 5.5 and an 8. So originally the colours went up to a number 7 and now they go up and they extend to an 8, and then there's a couple of colours in between some of the shades that we currently have already. And I'm just going to show you an example. So there is a 2.5 as I said, and I'm going to show you shades 2 and 3. So that's them on camera. So this one here is the number 2. This one here is the number 3. So I know it's going to be a bit difficult to tell, and this is just going to really enhance the difference between my arms and face. But anyway, this one here is the shade number 2. This one here is shade 3. So if I just kind of blend these out, again, obviously they're going to look ridiculous at the minute. So there's going to be a colour in between those two. And then I do actually have shade 5 as well. So this is 4 and this is 5, and that's them onto my hand there. So this one here on this side is the number 4 and this one here is the number 5. So there's going to be a colour in between these two as well, which I think if I was going to change to any colour, it would probably be that one. There is quite a jump between the 4 and the 5. I'd say it's probably the most dramatic jump between all the colours. But yeah, so that's the different colours there. So I wish I had them here to show you. If I do get them at some point, I can guarantee that I will be featuring them here on my channel or on my Instagram at some point. Anyway, that's enough rambling for me. Let's just actually get it onto my face. I've already done my skincare, so I have used all my Charlotte Tilbury today, mainly the Magic Serum and Magic Cream and Eye Cream. They're just my favourites. I am going to be going in with my favourite foundation. It is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. Because it is more of a matte finish, I do really need something. I just need glowy skin. So just taking my Airbrush Flawless Foundation and starting in the centre of my face, working outwards. This shade looks light now, but it will, I promise, blend into my neck. This is in the shade 5.5 Neutral, and this is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. As I've said already, this one here is a matte foundation. However, it is infused with a serum, so if you're kind of worried about, like, my skin's dry, for example, and I wear this on the daily pretty much. I do like pretty full coverage. I do talk about this foundation in a bit more detail in whenever I tried it for the very first time. So I did like first impressions. So I believe that's up here somewhere, so you can watch that if you fancy. Oh dear, so how is everybody doing? I'm in Northern Ireland. We have just entered, or well, last week we entered into another lockdown. We feel like this is lockdown number 3 now, and I feel like the second one was just pointless. So yeah, that's where we're at. What's it like where yous are? Okay, so that's my foundation on. It is looking a bit yellow at the minute, but I swear it will blend in a minute. So yeah, I don't think I've actually talked about this product on my channel before, but I'm going to use it today. So this is the Magic Vanish Color Corrector then. I'm using the shade 1 Fair. So I'm just going to take a tiny bit of it and really just focus it onto my inner corners. Like at the end of the day, concealer probably would do the job for this, but I just like having that like extra layer underneath my eye. Hopefully you'll be able to see the difference there. I think it's great for just adding that tiny bit of brightness. You can do this underneath your foundation, or you can do it over the top of your foundation. It doesn't really matter. It's not coming into contact really with any area that I have foundation. That doesn't really matter. Okay, so moving on to concealer then, just over the top of that color corrector, I'm going to go in with the Retoucher Concealer. So I do usually tend to use the Magic Away Concealer. However, I just want to use this one for a little change. It's not just as much coverage. And so I'm just going to almost just go over what I've just done and apply a little bit onto the outer corner there. I am quite blue there, and the camera's struggling to pick it up a bit, but I am quite blue there and in there, but obviously that's what the color corrector has done. So this is more so just to even out kind of the color underneath the eye. So this is definitely my favourite concealer that Charlotte does. This one here, Charlotte always says it's like a plaster, putting a plaster over the skin. Just to kind of complete my base with cream products then, I'm going to go in first of all with the Hollywood Contour Wand. If you've been here before, you will know how much I love these, and I do talk about these like in depth quite a lot. If you want to see a dedicated video to these, because I do tend to just fly over these because I've talked about them so much between here and on Instagram, but if you do want to see a dedicated video to these, then just let me know. Just slide into the comments down below. So I'm just squeezing up through the top, turning it off and closing it. And I'm just going to apply it kind of just above where my cheekbone is. I'm actually going to pop just a tiny bit onto my nose. Nothing mental. I'm not really into the whole totally changing the shape of your face. I'm just going to put a bit on my forehead as well. I don't have the biggest forehead in the world, and I also don't have the smallest forehead in the world. So I'm just going to kind of, really more so for colour, but I just want to pop a little bit across my head. I'm just grabbing my foundation brush to blend this out. I always favour my foundation brush or sponge. Whatever I've used to do my foundation, I'll just use the same applicator, just because there's always a little bit left on the brush or sponge, and it'll just help to blend. That being said, they blend pretty beautifully anyway. Just realised you were quite far away, so I've just zoomed you in a wee bit closer so you can actually see what I'm doing. Now that I've finished off with the contouring process, then I'm just going to go in with the Pillowtalk highlight wand then. So this is the Beauty Light wand, and I'm just going to drop it right across the top of my cheekbones. If you ever struggle to know where exactly to put your highlighter placement, the best thing I can recommend for you is to look sort of into a bright light. I've got a ring light behind me, and to kind of just move your face and see where the light naturally bounces off. So you can sort of see the light is right there. So that's kind of where I want to put my highlighter. There's a little bit there as well. And again, sorry, I'm just using my foundation brush for this. Like, you can use your fingers as well. Works really, really well. So I think we can all agree I'm looking fairly glowy. But I am just going to go and mattify certain areas of my skin today. So I'm taking the Charlotte Tilbury loose powder for a change. So this is the Magic Genius powder. So I've just tipped a bit into my lid, and I'm going to start sort of just pushing it underneath the eyes. I'm just bringing it down the nose, a little bit onto the chin there as well. So hopefully you'll be able to see how nice this is. It's definitely like a lighter finish than the, if you know me, you'll know I absolutely love the pressed powder. I think the pressed powder gives like a more immediate smoothing finish. This one here is definitely on the lighter side. Okay, so that is my powder on, and I'm just going to quickly pop off camera and do my brows, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back and I have slugs on my face apparently. I don't know what happened whenever I was doing my brows. I honestly used so little. I think it's the wrong colour. I also came back with slur. I know that I am not alone whenever I say that I have drank so much slur in the last week. Like, also, by the way, they have changed the flavour, and I know like die-hard lovers like myself will taste the difference. Still tastes great. So I think maybe my brows just look ridiculous because I've got no eyes on, so let's just get some eyeshadow on so that I stop looking like a cartoon character. One then is, as I said at the start then, this is one of Charlotte's new eyeshadow palettes, and they're called the Flawless Eye Filter Collection. So this one here then, she has launched 3. So this one here is Eyes of a Star. There's also Star Aura, which is a slightly lighter one, and Diva Lights, which is a slightly darker one. So Star Aura is more of a like soft pink and kind of metallic brown kind of palette. And then the one that I have, first of all, love the packaging, very Charlotte. As I said then, this one here is called Eyes of a Star. The Diva Lights one then has more of a rose gold kind of theme, but it also has a black shade. So to be honest with you, I'm just going to get stuck in. So I have just swatched the shades on my hand here. Really awkwardly, I don't know why I did them this way. They look absolutely beautiful. That colour is just calling to me. Oh, so it's a lot golder actually than it looks in the pan. Like, it looks more like a champagne kind of colour, but it actually comes out like a darker gold. That is stunning, like an almost like antique gold. I thought that was going to be like an inner highlighter kind of colour, but that's a lot darker than I thought. I dipped in the tiniest amount, by the way, with that colour, so if you do have this or you're planning on getting it, just remember you need very little of it. So I've kind of just stuck that colour everywhere. I mean, why not, you know? Okay, so moving on to the next shade in the palette then, I'm going to take this one here. I'm actually using it on a Charlotte Tilbury lip brush. This is one of my favourite brushes to do that kind of inner third of the eye almost. Oh, that's beautiful. So I've just sprayed my brush, which is such an unnecessary step, by the way, if you don't feel like I didn't even really feel like I had to. The colour was coming out really well on its own. Okay, going in then with this shade here. So this is the kind of warmer of the 2 browns at the bottom. I'm just going to kind of just stamp that on first of all, and just push it in and start to roll it into the outer corner, and then into the crease as well. I'm just grabbing a blender brush with nothing on it, and I'm just going to soften the edges of this. And then just going to take this darker brown then in the palette and basically do the exact same thing but not bring it up just as high, so not bringing it up as high into the crease, keeping it closer to the lash line. And again, just blending it all out. So while I'm kind of in the flow of this eye, I'm just going to fully complete this eye and then I will magically fix this one then off camera. So for underneath my eye then, I'm just going to go in with the classic eye powder pencil and just run a little bit underneath my eye. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know I don't like a lot of liner. I do try and keep it more eyeshadow underneath my eye. And then to smoke it out, I'm just going to kind of use a combination of these two shades. So I'm going to use the lighter of the two first of all. And then with the eyeshadow, I'm going to bring it round. And then a little bit of the darker one then just into that outer corner. Okay, so because I didn't really get an inner corner highlight from that eyeshadow palette, I'm just going to go back in with the Beauty Light wand. I'm just going to pick a little bit up on a small brush. And I'm just going to apply this to my inner corner. So for my liner then today on top, I am going to be doing a winged liner. This one here is the Feline Flick, but this time I'm using the shade Super Brown. So it is the same as the liner that I usually use, except it is in a dark brown shade. So I'm just going to start first of all with my... Oh, it's hard to do this and talk at the same time. Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to do my line across my lashes, about 2/3 of the way, and then do my wing. And then just looking straight ahead, I'm really almost just gonna like draw straight across. So for my mascara then, I'm gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury, of course, the Pillowtalk Push Up Lashes Mascara. This mascara, best kiss, it's great. So that's the mascara on. I feel like something was just missing on this eye, so I'm just going to take the Rock and Coal pencil. This is in the shade Eye Cheat. So I have used this before. I use it near enough every day, if I'm honest, because I never really tend to put anything into my waterline in terms of like smoky eye. Very rarely I would, so I tend to use this so that it's not completely bare. So I'm just going to even out this other eye then off camera and I will be right back. Okay, so I have got both eyes on now. I really love the palette. There was a little bit of fallout, but yeah, definitely a little bit of fallout, but nothing that can't be swept away. It didn't like settle into my skin or anything, so I was able to sweep it away, like there's nothing there. So I'm moving on back to finish off my skin then before I finish off with lips today. So this one here is, as you can see, sneaking in there. This one here is so well loved, but this is my Airbrush Flawless Bronzer. I wear the shade Medium. Okay, so I do usually do blusher last, however I just want to pop a little bit on now because why not? So I'm just going to take Charlotte Tilbury then, of course, the Cheek to Chic, but this one here is in the shade the Climax. So just swishing around the outside. You know the score by now. Swishing and applying. Swishing and applying and popping. And I am going to take a little bit of that center shade and just kind of run it across my nose. I actually want to do some little fake freckles today, so I'm just going to use I've done this a couple of times before. You can use, honestly, whatever product that you want. You can use like a brow pomade, you can use eyeshadow, just make sure it's matte, or at least satin, just nothing shimmery, but I just love to use this. So I'm taking, this is actually a Charlotte Tilbury liner brush. It's my favourite thing to use for doing little freckles because it's just like the perfect little size. I'm just literally going to dip this in onto the sponge. And I think the key to do, not that I'm the best at doing it, but I think the key to doing sort of fake freckles is to not think about it too much. Like, I like to start in the centre of the face. Like, if you have freckles already, look for where they are and then just add more to those areas because they will look more natural to suit your face. I tend to get them all over my nose, so I'm going to keep them really just in this sort of area. But I think if you think about it too much, then you end up like trying to be too strategic, if that makes sense. So just whack them on, hope for the best. So I'm just going to start, as I say, on the centre. And then going in with my finger, I'm going to tap them out. So you can see it kind of softens them quite a lot. adorable. Moving on to lips then, so I'm not doing a nude lip today. Today I'm going to do something quite different. It's not even going to, I've just realised it's not even going to remotely match this top. But anyway. Oh, this lip liner colour, by the way, is called Kiss and Tell. And then for what will probably be my favourite part of the whole makeup look, this lipstick is in the shade Tell Laura. It is my absolute favourite red. Okay, here we have the finished look then. I really like how it turned out. If I'm honest, I wasn't really sure how it was going to go. That first eyeshadow colour in the quad really threw me off. It just didn't come out the colour it looked and it freaked me out, but I really like the kind of look that it created. It wasn't too dark, so I knew that I was going to do a red lip, so I'm glad it wasn't just too dark. Okay, so I think I've done quite enough rambling for one video, so if you like this look then go ahead and give it a thumbs up for me, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope you're all keeping really well. I know this is such a difficult time. You know, we're all in this shit together. It is exhausting staying positive all the time, however it is something that we need to do. However, if you do have your negative days, it's totally normal. Whatever you're feeling is normal, and please feel free to reach out should you wish to. Grab a friend, family member, your cat, your dog, your hamster, and talk to them and tell them all about how you're feeling that. There are lots of places that you can reach out to, which I will leave in the description bar down below as well. I think it's really important that we should be sharing, anybody and everybody should be sharing those contacts. So for example, just off the top of my head, there's Shout. So giveusashout.org is an organisation that have basically trained experts that are available at the other end of a phone line, so you don't have to phone anybody. I know it can be quite difficult myself anyway. I know speaking actually out loud is quite a difficult task, so just shooting a text over to somebody is really great. So it like I donate to them every month. I really do believe in their cause, and I think it's such a fantastic cause. So if you text Shout to 85258, that's 85258, then somebody will get back to you, and that's just an example of one of the amazing places that you can go to if you feel like you need to talk to somebody. Anyway, if you want to see a few more looks like this, then please do let me know down below. This one here is a little bit different for me, just with the full freckles and the red lip. And if you have any idea for any other videos you would like me to film in the future, then please go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. I have some free time on my hands. I have roughly 4 to 6 weeks to be exact. So if you have something that you would like me to do, then please do let me know down below. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Take care and have a lovely week. Bye!